Hi everybody, Tashi here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Welcome back to my channel, and to all of you new here, hello and welcome. So, I came upstairs, was doing a few things, and a little chat idea popped in my head, so I figured I would go for it. I want to talk to you all about why adults collect dolls. We often get a lot of comments on our YouTube channels. Um, some can be actually, not so nice, and some people just, curious, and others, like, main question would be, well, why are grown women playing with baby dolls? Yeah, I hear that question a lot. So before we get started, I want to let you all know that my channel has a membership. So if you would like to become an exclusive member of my channel and join the Pixie Squad, it is $1.99 a month. That's all inclusive. You can cancel at any time. You must be 18 years or older. So literally for less than the price of a cup of coffee a month, come on in, check it out, check out the perks. And, especially if you really want to know about the doll collecting and what grown women are doing with dolls. And for everybody else, it's for everybody. All right. So, don't forget to go now and hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you never miss a video. So I'm going to run around. This is not my whole collection. I know I get a lot of requests for a collection update video, and I will be doing that. I usually sometime like right before, or usually right after the holidays, usually sometime in January. Once a year I will do a collection update. I don't do them often because it's a lot of work to get them all up here and set up and everything. But who I have out now, who I've been, quote, playing with, which I'm going to talk about, I'm going to just run through them really quick. We have Milo here. Milo is a full-bodied silicone baby. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, what a silicone is. But as you can see, he's fully made of silicone. He moves. He's soft. He has a drink and wet. He has a spine. He has like the wrinkly skin, the squishy tummy. He's in a one-piece pour. He's just got all the bells and whistle, and he is by Claire Taylor. Then I have two reborn babies over here on the bed. This is Asphoria. She's the Sky Sculpt by Marita Winters. Vinyl reborns they're not squishy. They're made of vinyl. They have vinyl limbs, and they have a cloth body. This is Bear here. He is the Ramsey Sculpt by Cassie Brace. We have my toddler reborn baby, and he is the Liam Sculpt. That's Mikhail. He is the Liam Sculpt by Bonnie Brown. And then, who else do I have where you can see? Oscar. We have Oscar, who is really kind of my love. He's probably my go-to baby, I would say, for sure. And Oscar is also a full-bodied silicone baby. He is Dwayne Awake by Claire Taylor Dolls. And he is sporting his adorable new velour jacquardie pajamas. I am loving these. Look, they got the little blue pinstripes on the bottom here. It's all white, and then it has the bib with the blue and white pinstripes, the little jacquardie buttons, and it has my favorite feature, but I'm not going to flip them over right now. And those of you that are with my channel, one of my very, very favorite features, yes, that would be the bum flap. And this beautiful sleeper has that. And y'all know I love jacquardie. The fit for especially these 1 month size babies, they fit absolutely, fits perfect. So I always know I'm going to get a beautiful fit, beautiful quality, adorable style. So definitely has become one of my favorites. Anyway, so what do we do? What do grown women do with dolls? Really? It is a good question. It is a very good question. And sometimes when folks pop in just the midst of what we're doing on our channels, like for instance, just a role play video where we're sitting there, like, pretending to feed a doll with a bottle, or doing a drinking wet, or even pretending to breastfeed a doll, whatever it is that we're doing. People could be like, oh my gosh, have they gone nuts? Do they need psychological help? Did they suffer a loss? Did they have questioning because, I think some people don't realize that, I haven't met a delusional person yet in the doll collecting hobby that thinks these dolls are real or treats them like they're real all day long. I think most of us have YouTube channels for the purpose of entertaining, and we're kind of focusing on entertaining one another, of course, that we're like, doll collectors that already know we're not, out of our minds. But anyway, with that said, collectors do all sorts of things with these dolls. Number one, they can get very, very expensive. Even just collecting in general, they're not cheap. And they can go way, way up there, especially the silicone dolls, but even reborn dolls. And, their art, and they're absolutely, I mean, if to anyone new that's looking, is probably like, wow, that looks like, a real child there. I mean, it's an amazing, amazing form of art. We have some extremely talented sculptors. These are hand sculpted and then hand painted and the hair rooted works of art. So many collectors just collect solely for the art, and they don't even, do anything with them. They just, love babies, love the art, and these are the pieces of art that they collect. And then it goes from there, from any form of role play into shopping and buying clothing for them and changing them even just seasonally. And they're sitting on a shelf or a desk or, in a cabinet or whatever, down to, shopping for them and changing them on a regular basis, or coming on YouTube and changing them and making role play videos and such. The silicone dolls, I think in general, a lot of silicone collectors, love the features for role play. Like they have, like he has like, open mouth, tongue, gum, uvula, drinking wet. So, you can put a bottle into his mouth. You can feed him with like a fake bottle like this, which is just, sealed so nothing comes out, and fake formula in there. Or for a drinking wet baby, you would put water. You would use water only because, you don't want anything growing in there. But, you can do a feeding and then they're anatomically correct and it comes out into the diaper. And it is just it's a hobby. It's a hobby like any other hobby. Like men, collect, cars and trains, and it could be anything from, a train that they keep up on a shelf, or they could have an elaborate setup and tracks all over and make them run and buy the little accessories for them, and YouTube and talk to other collectors and do swap meets. And, it's just a hobby. It just depends on how, involved that particular collector is in the hobby. And any quote play, and in this case role play, well, I guess with cars and trains and stuff it will be role play too, because they're not real, you're just pretending with them, you're playing. It's just a form of play for adults. It's some people like to, do dance and karaoke and yoga and, whatever, there's just tons of different hobbies out there. Stamp collect, I mean, you name it, photography. I personally, I'm going to talk now a little bit about personally as a collector. I was very, very into photography at one point. I still am, but I was into a lot of nature photography, macro and nature shots, and I would kind of go around to get different shots and, hike, and I would get down and contort myself in all these positions to, take beautiful, macro pictures. I would, gardening was a hobby of mine, and then I had the flowers and the different wildlife and bugs that the different things attracted that I would get, close up and photograph. And my spine has been, let's just say, deteriorating. I had 2 emergency surgeries 2 years ago. I'm headed in for a double fusion. Slowly, I had to shift and adjust my hobbies and the things that I could do in life. So I have been able to incorporate my love of photography in a fun way with these dolls, because many collectors, including myself, love to take pictures of these dolls, and usually the goal is to share the dolls with other collectors, and to get the shots as realistic as possible. So, to be creative in, like, for instance, Mikhail here is set up. He's sitting where he is. I just did a photo shoot last night, and he's still in, like, the last position that I put him in to take some photos. I moved Asphoria over here because she was over to the side, and I figured I'd have her in the video, but Bear was also here with the bottle set up, and I had done a photo shoot. By the way, please join me on Instagram. You can follow and see pictures of all my babies on Instagram. There's always a link in the description below. I've been starting to add my Facebook, because although I'm not active on Facebook, I'm going to start sending my pictures from Instagram and let them post up on Facebook as well. And so all the link to join the Pixie Squad, my membership, link to Instagram and to Facebook is down in the description of the video below. So if you click on the bottom of the video, the description drops down, everything's in there. And then, of course, for membership, you could also click the blue join button next to subscribe. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more of my collection. Hear me talk. I do everything from topic chats. I share a little bit of my life. It's basically like, vlogging here in the hobby. And, I just like to creatively share, different types of role play. I like to sit and do like a bottle feeding and do a topic chat. I do changing videos, all sorts of stuff. And you can look around. There's like many collectors that share all sorts of neat stuff. It's really fun to keep up on, like, the baby fashion. I have learned pretty much everything I know in this hobby, I have learned from watching other doll collectors YouTubing. Just everything from, picking up on the fashion and everything that I wanted to do, because some of y'all know that have been with me for a while. I gradually, started building that. I wasn't so good at putting together outfits and shopping for clothing and things like that. So that's been really fun for me. And then, of course, it's really, really important if you're thinking about getting into collecting these dolls, or you're new in the hobby, being here over time and spending time watching and researching is absolutely key. Another, really common question that we get is, where'd you get it and how much was it? And, people want to know, where do I go to get that doll? And 9 times out of 10, they're watching a channel where we're showing these dolls are, painted by an artist. So this particular doll is one of a kind. Can I tell you the artist? Yes. And in normal videos, and when I share a baby, I tell you not only the sculptor, because the sculptor is who sculpted the sculpt, which is a Liam by Bonnie Brown. The artist who brought the sculpt to life, who brought the vinyl kit to life, is Mary Kate of Hill Country Reborns. So she painted him and rooted him and, turned him into the beautiful, little lifelike toddler he is. So you can go pretty much on any of our videos of doll collectors. Most of us share the sculpt and the artists of the babies that we're featuring that day, or we put it in the description. And then you can go follow the artist, and you can then go and take a look at, and if you check out, like, I have a playlist which is like an introduction to the reborn hobby, and there's not a ton in there, but there's like I don't know, 5 or 6 videos. I'll probably add this one to it. I add to it as I go along. There's definitely first few that give you a lot of information about things that you want to learn, the differences between like vinyl and silicone, and the lingo, like the shorthand we use when you see that, the difference between an artist and a sculptor, like all that sort of stuff. And that's really important to know what you're looking at, to get an approximate estimate of prices by looking at following collectors, but following artists. And then you can see dolls posted for sale. You could scroll through eBay to look on sale, but I don't recommend buying from anyone that is not a very reputable artist or a reputable collector if you're buying secondhand, that you really know who you're buying from and there's transparency and integrity. There's a ton of scams going on over these dolls because they tug at our heartstrings. They really, especially when folks that first discover them and nothing about them, but you're like, oh my gosh, you just, if you're, love babies and feel the want for one, you're looking right away, and that's when folks get scammed. They happen upon and they see this beautiful doll, and like for instance, and I'll be doing probably tomorrow as soon as I gather my thoughts, pictures of Oscar were stolen off of my Instagram, and someone was all over Facebook in the secondhand doll selling sites, posting him, quote, for sale. And as you can see, I own him. He's here. It's a very expensive high-end reborn. There's only, I think, 5 Dwayne Weeks worldwide. He's a one-of-a-kind, by a very well-known artist. So anyway, they went so far as to Photoshop a safety photo what a safety photo is they will write on a piece of paper, like who they are, what they're selling, the date, maybe the seller's, the buyer's name, and then put it on the, doll, or buy the doll and take a picture to prove they have the doll in their possession. Well, someone photoshopped one of my pictures and made it look like they had him in their possession. So that's really scary, folks. And, it happens all the time. We have the holidays creeping up on us. So, and this year in particular with the pandemic, people are down and out. So anybody that's, shady and wants to pull a scam, people are going to run scams like crazy. And I see more and more popping up from other countries where it's like, this is what all they do is just sit on the computer all day long and go various hobbies and different things, and just pop up scams. And when they get called out and caught, like this particular scam obviously didn't, play that out too good, because the doll that they put along with another collector's dolls was dolls that were very easily recognized by everyone in this, community and industry. And of course, they got run out pretty quick, but I'm sure they shut down that fake book, it's just a fake book page, account page. Sure, they popped up under a new one, and they're now all the wiser in what doll they're going to pick to, or picture of a doll they're going to pick to run a scam. So please, I can't stress it enough. If you are brand new or even new to the hobby and you're not familiar with buying and selling, because now equally as much so we're having sellers getting scammed. So This is something that, unfortunately, I'm sad to say is going on in our industry. And the best that we could do, any season collectors, YouTube, is spread the word. Spread the word, because if you save one new person that catches your video, and of course the scammers will lessen and lessen, and we can only pray one day stop if they're not getting anywhere, because they're being warned, because people are being warned, coming right out of the gates. So if no one's pulling for it, they're going to move on to another industry where they can get away with it more. So anyway, that's my tip for the day, I guess. Let me know in the comments below if you're one of my regular viewers here, or if you're new popping by to see. I don't know exactly how I'll title this, but to why grown-ups collect reborn dolls, or I don't know, whatever. But if you're popping by out of curiosity of the hobby and why and what we do with these dolls, personally, I don't sit and pretend to feed them or do anything off of the camera. I do, which is why I make a lot of videos, because I enjoy doing it, but I enjoy doing it for a video. Some folks do it, off video. It's just like relaxing to them. It's fun for them. I hold them sometimes. I certainly change them. I photograph them. And I do a lot of shopping and fun and talking to friends. And, when you're in a hobby and an industry, that's what happens. You make your way around and you make friends. And, so, I've got some wonderful dear friends here. And, my channel now has a membership. So we have a little group in there, which is, especially during this time when there's so much less of going physically out to get together for groups and memberships and things that you may do for entertainment and social wise. Look at how real his feet are. I just adore this little one. He is, his feet. I mean, if you didn't know and you're just looking like, that's a baby. Come on, that's a baby. He got the sweetest feet. Taylor's silicone is just absolutely the best. Look at that. It's like skin. Like, how is that not cool? Even to anybody that doesn't collect silicone dolls. Like, it is just, it's incredible how, the realism that some of these artists, achieve. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go, so this video isn't forever. But this is Milo again. Look at him. And beautiful hands. Everything about, he is a one of a kind. He's the artist proof Janica by Claire Taylor. He's a one of a kind because he's the artist proof. And he was done in the one piece, which most of the Janicas were from her earlier years, and were done with the, ball joint. And I think she changed a few, just a little bit, the sculpt, modified a little bit for whatever her reason before she poured. Anyway, I am just rambling at this point. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to give this video a like. All right, and make sure you're subscribed and go down and check out the perks of my membership. Lots of fun in there. Would love to have you all. We're growing little, community in there. The Pixie Squad. All right, everyone. Till next time. God bless.